Hello everybody, Danny Shea here, along with Psychic Duck. Say hello to Psychic Duck, everybody. All right, so today I want to talk about glyphosate, but before I do, and how they're spraying this all over national forests. Yay! Isn't that a good thing? So, but before I get into it, Linda G had a health scare. A lot of people were talking about it. She is out of hospital up in Canada, and she is doing well. They think it was well, I'm not going to even speculate, but I did have a text with her, and she has her humor. She's resting, she's comfortable, she's gone, I feel great. So, we'll thank you for all your prayers in getting at that and getting those out to her. And there's other people in our community too. Jen Bushman has health issues, or had a health scare, I should say. I have not spoken to her yet, but there's others. So when we're doing our meditation, our healing prayers, make it a big circle because we need it. All right. So the other thing too I wanted to talk about real quick. I try to add a lot of hopium in my readings. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming up that is not good. And just because I skip over something, some people goes, "You're skipping over all the horrific things that are happening with our immigration, with the Epstein victims, with this, with that." And I go, I can't read on all of that, and I can't go into all that negative stuff. It's important that we protect our inner souls, our inner heart space, from all of this negative news. So there comes a point in time where you have to turn it off. Please, please do. And even this, because we're going to talk about the end of the world. We're going to talk, maybe are we in the sixth extinction? And maybe, in my point of view on it, if it is, let's be positive. Let's do whatever we can to bring comfort and happiness and peace to the lives that we have on this earth at this time. We came here for this time. What are we doing? Are we adding more negativity, or are we adding more love and hopium? I hope that I am adding more hopium. Well, I know Psychic Duck is. I'm trying. Okay, let's look at the EPA. When I went into Oregon in May, I heard an NPR report about how the U.S. Forest Service is spraying glyphosate all over some of the burned areas up in Lassen. They had that horrific, what's the name of that fire? Paradise Fire? It destroyed the town of Paradise. And now they're spraying glyphosate on it to control what they say is invasive plant species. And what I think it is, it's that the Forest Service has teamed up with private logging companies so that the logging companies can have stronger glyphosated trees to make houses out of. I guess, I don't know. It gets beyond my pay grade getting into that. But glyphosate. So my sister-in-law passed away from a cancer that is associated with glyphosate. Monsanto made glyphosate, and they sold it to the Bayer Corporation. Bayer and Monsanto was being sued a lot. They gave out a lot of money for glyphosate-related cancer deaths. And when they sold it to Bayer, Bayer changed the formula. So they no longer have glyphosate. Now what they have in it, let me see if I can find it. They have diquat, dibromide, flucifop, p-butyl tri. Are you kidding me? And it keeps going on. You know, it's like when we are really trying to eat healthy here, trying to do as much organic as we can. It's getting more and more expensive. It's really hard. And even so, we really are trying to read the labels as much as we can. And if we can't pronounce a word, then we try not to eat it. But here, they're spraying this all over the forest. And I'm like, oh my God, you know. So the Supreme Court said that, let me see, in a 7-2 vote, that state lawsuits at holding Monsanto liable for failing to warn consumers about the risks of Roundup exposure are barred by the federal law governing pesticide sales. So I think it says that you can't sue Monsanto anymore. Well, what about Bayer? Well, they changed, you know, and that's what they do. You know, they go, oh, here's the name of this, but we change one ingredient and now we can call it a different drug name. And that's how drugs keep getting back on the list so that they can charge exorbitant prices for them. Anyway, so you see Roundup in hardware stores, but glyphosate isn't there. Some other name you can't pronounce is. I bet it's not that good for you either way. So the National Forest Service has teamed up with private logging companies, and they're spraying this glyphosate to control invasive plant species from forest lands, from tree farms, I guess. So they team up with the lumber companies, and the lumber company, and I'm not that opposed to that, because the lumber companies can go in there and do some management and then harvest some trees for themselves and maybe have it a win-win situation. But to spray glyphosate all over the place, I don't think is a win-win. Canada does it a little differently, where they use human crews to go out and clean the invasive species, take care of them. It gives, it adds more jobs to the workforce. It's better for the environment. And I think that's how it works. Some of you guys in Canada may correct me on this if I'm misspeaking. But it's like, what are we doing? Well, the head of the EPA, Lee Zeldin, you know, he's a climate denier. This is something he said that I thought was really, really funny. He has described the concerns about global warming a religion. What? And so I'm like, oh my gosh. I go, so I'm sure he's thinking that the global currents that we have in the in our ocean, which is the Gulf Stream, and the Gulf Stream is part of a bigger current, and I'm just going to use the name of the current. It's the acronym AMOC, And the Gulf Stream is generally moved by wind. It's a wind current, but the AMOC is more of a deep current, deep ocean current, and that's affected by saltwater, freshwater, melting glaciers. That one is really slowing. The Gulf Stream, some people said it was going to collapse in 2025. It hasn't. And then other people know it's going to collapse down the road. What I read is that's not the one to worry about. The one to worry about is the AMOC, which is the Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation. Okay, so let me move on. You guys are like, are we going into the sixth extinction? Let's quickly look at the extinctions. 444 million years ago. I thought it was 400. A severe ice age and a drop in sea levels decimated marine life. 360 million years ago, climate change and oxygen depletion in the oceans. Again, going back to the oceans with this. That caused an extinction. The Permian area, 250 million years ago, it's often called the Great Dying, wiped out 96% of all marine species and 70% of terrestrial species. Luckily, the ET species are still around. Okay, and that was caused by volcanic eruptions. 200 million years ago, another volcanic activity that decimated the dinosaurs and a lot of dominant land animals. And then 66 million years ago, the asteroid, okay, that wiped out non-avian dinosaurs and about 75% of all species. So scientists are saying, well, not the EPA scientists or the Trumpian scientists, the other scientists are saying that we may be in the midst of a sixth mass extinction. The current event is driven primarily by human activities. Is glyphosate human? Well, if we wouldn't spray it, it would be what would it be? Okay, I'm being silly. Psychic duck is just shaking its beak at me going, get on with it. So, here's what I want to read on. The sixth extinction. 1351. If we're in this sixth extinction, we had Atlantis, we had Lemuria, and I looked to the Lemurian people. They went underground. It was a fifth density type of energy being. They went underground and reportedly is in the city of Telos, which is in the mountain of Mount Shasta. And I went to look to see, well, is there an Atlantean civilization like the Telosians, like Telos? I couldn't find anything on it. Not to say that it's not there, it's just that I couldn't see anything on Google. Now, if I tap into that energy, I would say, yeah, they're still around, but I haven't. I really haven't until just now. But the Lemurian energy I have tapped into, and I really feel it is alive in the ocean and is helping us evolve to a higher state of consciousness. But they went underground. There are the Hopi and the Zuni tribes that talk about the ant people who helped those people figure out how to live underground until the earth was habitable again. And they did a lot of water management with them. Now, I don't want to get into that because I'm a white guy. I don't know what I'm talking about with that. I just read it off of Google. The other thing is there's other underground civilizations. The Morlocks. Can't forget them. Is it Morlock or Warlock? Morlock. Time machine. Oh yeah, and you know that's real. So, are we going to be going underground? There's a lot of indigenous people who have simpler lives than us that go underground to get away from floods and extreme heat. Anybody having extreme heat these days? You notice I'm in long sleeves. We're going to get to a high of 61. So please be safe. Please be safe. One of my subscribers is living in France. Probably didn't pronounce that right. And luckily she is okay. It's brutal. Brutal. Please do what you can to stay cool. My family and I almost bought a cave in Missouri. Caves are awesome because they're so cool and they got bats. Okay. Sixth extinction. Are we, I'm going to use my sci-fi tarot and talk about the Atlantean. Are there Atlantean energy forms like Lemurians on this planet, on this sphere right now? Let's just do 3 cards. Are there Atlantean energy forms on this sphere we call Earth right now? 3 cards. Ooh. I don't know what to get with this. I got the devil. I got the devil. So, okay, I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to figure out what the hell is. Let me throw 3 out, and then okay, let me drop this down and try to make sense out of this. So we have the devil, the 10 of swords, and the queen of cups. A machine, it says here, a machine perfectly engineered for enslavement. So the Atlanteans versus the Lemurians. The Atlanteans were masculine, Lemurians were feminine, patriarchal, matriarchal, highly evolved with machines, the Atlanteans, and the Lemurians were more spiritually oriented, so they were tied to the this machine, the Atlanteans. 10 of Swords. He went looking for a better life and found annihilation. That's what happened with Atlantis. And then you get the Queen of Cups. She holds life in the palm of her hands. So I am thinking no. I am thinking if there is an Atlantean energy, it is contained in a space that is not accessible to this earth. You see, the queen, she has a space helmet on. She has, she's in a glass bubble, and she's holding the life form in another glass tube. So it is insulated from this sphere that we call Earth. Okay, so are we moving to a mass extinction? Are we in a mass extinction? I'm just going to do 3. Are we in a mass extinction right now? Ooh, lovers. Lovers. Their passion brought war to the galaxy. Temperance, finding life's balance. Yay, yay, yay. And, oh, the 7 of Wands. Okay, thank you. So, as I show this to you guys, so we have the lovers, we have balance. This is machine and human. This is Lemurian and Atlantean energy. This is us. We are going to be finding a balance, but right now we are cornered. Okay, so I would say yes, but there is hope that we can get out of this 6th extinction. We can use our science, we can use our technology, we can stop spraying glyphosate on the ground, and I talk to my neighbors about this, and they go, well, I got to do something. I got to do something and some of them are talking about rats, and some of them are talking about gophers or whatever. Well, they're eating my plants. I got to do something. So they put poison out, and then I go, well, what about the birds? Yeah, I know the birds. Yeah. But my plants. What about the owls in our backyard and the hawks? Yeah, but my plants. Okay. Okay. I don't want this to go on too long. It's going on too long already. What about, let's switch decks. I'm going to use my 5th element deck. What is it that we, as a species, facing this 6th extinction, what is important for us to know on how to be in this time of 6th extinction? What should we know? What should we look at or pay attention to when we are in this period of time? Global warming, that's a religion. Climate change, that is a hoax. What is it? How do we, what should we put our attention on? I'm going to do a full spread on it. What should we put our attention on as we are in this sixth extinction phase? We can turn it around, but we're kind of in a corner. Let me drop it down and show you what we get. Fifth element card, so there's 4 suits, and then we have the fifth element of ether. We have the volcanic activity. Okay, yikes. We just, how many extinctions were there due to volcanoes? I'm going to hit pause and reread that. Okay, it's 3 out of the last 5 were volcanic activity. The first 2, I mean, that was 444 million years ago, or 360 million years ago. So it could have been volcanic. I don't know. Anyway, how are we supposed to spend this time? We got the volcanic 9 of fire, ring of fire. Okay, yikes. Okay, and it says flow. So the very first card we get, with all this eruptions, with all this news, with all this, whatever the volcanic eruption is it our current event news cycle? Is it the climate change, which is what we're going with? In a broader sense, it's stay within the flow. Things are going to shift, things are going to move, and that's okay. It is okay. Oh man, hopium. The 1 of shells, abundance. This is the Ace of Cups, overflowing emotion, new emotional start. So as we, and maybe it's, you know, the 7th world as we go forward with this. You know, maybe we are going to have the 6th extinction, but after that, we have abundance. We have new life. We have new emotional start. We just have to live that long, and so stop drinking that glyphosate. Okay. And that could look like a little asteroid too, couldn't I? I just dropped my hopium on the floor. Oof. Okay, here we go. At the base of the reading, the High Priestess. Okay. The High Priestess. In other decks, this would be secrets coming up. This is the Shamika, the Shah woman. This is the divine feminine magician. This is Lemurian energy. In the past, we get the 9 of shells. We get the 9 of shells, 9 of cups. This is gratitude. This is the wish card as well. And it looks like this is at the bottom of the ocean. Okay, how are we supposed to live? Divine mind, 1 of feathers. The divine mind. And potentially near future, we have the 10 of feathers, solar logos. The 10 of feathers. 10 of swords. This is kind of being, in the 10 of swords, you're being stuck in the ground. It's like you can't move. This is a different energy with it. It's a higher point of view energy. This is what we are here on earth to do. This 10 of feathers. When other people on the earth get stuck in the back, we, especially in this community, who are rising above the negativity, the 3D stuckness, we are moving into a unity consciousness that is coming, and we are creating that Lemurian 5th D energy. We are bringing that in internally. Cosmic man, yes, 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 yes. It's funny, when I look at this cosmic man, I go, that guy, he doesn't have no head. He has no brain. It's just body diving into this strand of DNA. And then I looked a little closer and I said, oh yeah, he's got hair. It's just dark. Okay. Externally, initiates of fire. Okay, so the initiate of fire is the Page of Wands, bringing forth some young energy that's just passionate. But I look at that rising from the ashes, this phoenix, and I look at this and I go, we've got some things going on here that are really going to be shaking up the planet, shaking up the world. We have to remember that our DNA that has been with us since the beginning is being reactivated with this cosmic man that I talked about yesterday. And we are going into the divine mind and the solar logos. Logos. And our hopes and fears, that we can find inspiration. This is the 6 of fire. This is the 6 of Wands. This is coming in as somebody who is celebrated. All different religions coming together, all different faiths coming together. Yeah, even the religion of climate change. The religion of climate change. It's a hoax. And then the final outcome, empathy. How do we live in this time of the 6th extinction? Where's our empathy? How are we bringing that? And, you know, a lot of you guys know that I associate Kamala with the lotus. And this is just not one lotus. This is 2 lotuses. It's better than just one. It's empathy for both sides. And I don't know how to do that. I'm not there yet. I'm trying, but I'm not there yet. It's being clarified by the initiate of shells. And this initiate of shells is the Page of Cups. And this Page of Cups is bringing forth in other decks information from unexpected sources. This information is coming from the divine mind. Divine mind. And the other clarifying is the 8 of feathers. This is the 8 of swords. This is something that we can be easily distracted with. So much coming in so fast. And it requires us to maintain this focus on empathy and what is the message that we are getting from our higher selves. It's not necessarily from the outside stimulus, but what are we dropping into when we do our meditations? How are we, here we go, how are we evolving in this, from this sixth extinction? We are evolving into, the way that I think of it is another form-ish of another type of the Lemurian energy. Unity consciousness. Okay, I pulled these out for a reason, and I'm not sure why. So let's just throw on the sixth extinction. We have a lot of volcanoes going off. We have a lot of earthquakes going off. The EPA is allowing oil drilling in the Central Valley of California. It's not a big deal. That's just where we grow a lot of food for the planet, for the US. And when we start drilling holes in the earth, there is a lot of earthquake activity around that. So, and if we are on a sixth extinction, you know how I said, get your grab and go box ready to go? Yeah, you don't need to do it. Don't worry about it. I was just thinking, do I have enough coffee for the end of the world? I need to go get some. Hey, I must be changing from my hillbilly ways. Normally I would say, hey, do I have enough beer to the end of the world? And now I'm shifting it. Do I have enough coffee? Wow. Okay, that's good, I guess. All right. What do we need to know about the sixth extinction? Using Tarot Grand Lux, what do we need to know about the sixth extinction? I'm going to drop this. Let's throw them out kind of quick. Ooh, 10 of Wands. No, I'm sorry, 9 of Wands. Down, down, getting knocked down, not out. Getting knocked down, not out. 9 of Cups. Is this the knight in shining armor? It's going to save us, or is it a false knight? No, we can fix this. Ha ha, fooled you. Okay, we have the Page of Coins here. A new project coming through. It hasn't been really thought out quite yet. It's a page. You know, it's like, hey, I got this idea. Let's spend money and do it. Okay. The government's in the past. The government's not going to save us, especially with that Lee guy in there. Ooh, we get the High Priestess again. She's overseeing this whole thing now. The Divine Feminine creating magic, letting secrets out, bringing forth secrets. Remember, she was down at the bottom on the last reading. And then we have the Three of Wands. Are we watching our ship come in? Are we watching it go out? Are we watching our planet evolve? Or are we watching our planet sink to the bottom of the ocean? Did I just say that? How does that work? Okay. 9 of Cups, the Wish card. Keep focusing on what we want. And our love for the earth. Coming together so that we can kind of save what we have. Hopes and fears are the Ace of Swords. New beginning, new path forward. Wasn't this the Divine Mind in the other reading? And then we have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, bringing forth some information that is, I mean, you look at this, it's a little volatile. You have the Star of Hope, lovely, in the Five of Swords. So how are we to live in this time? Are we in this sixth extinction? It seems to me from this reading that it's more that we will solve this, that it's not the sixth extinction, although we're getting close to it with the Nine of Wands. We're getting really close to it with this. Did I say Nine of Wands? Nine of Wands with this Knight of Wands, just because of the imagery of it. But then we get the Star of Hope. We get the balance. But that is also the abuse of power, what we're doing. How much, what I was thinking about before, and this is the end as I wrap this up. How much money is enough money? How many Lamborghinis is too many? I think about this and I go, everything is so business oriented. Is that going to be something that we let go of? Are we, and I feel yes. Maybe it's just big dose of hopium. 3 cards. Is big business going to turn around and start working for the people instead of for the shareholders, for the few? Is big business going to find empathy and compassion and work for the people? 3 cards. Maybe they'll be forced to. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me drop it down. So I get the Queen of Swords being forced to with the EPA. I think of Kamala Harris and Elizabeth Warren saying, oh, hell no, that's not going to work. We have the Star of Hope that is going to bring us some new balance, new growth, but it's going to be a challenge. You know, they're still going to go, no, we need to have this abuse of power still. Give me some clarity on this. Winning at any cost. Is it the Queen of Swords winning at any cost? Ooh. Is it the Star of Hope that is going to be winning at any cost? Give me some clarity on this Five of Swords. 8 of Lotus, interconnectedness. We're all interconnected. This is, yes. It's just not for big business. The Sun. I'm just leaving it there. Yeah, big business will go, holy crap. We have to work together for the planet. Normally, when things like that happen, it's a big event that shakes them up and says, oh crap. Oh crap. When you don't have people buying your goods, then you're going to have to do something. All right. I don't know where I'm going with that, so I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you. The end of the world as we know it. Drink up. All right. Peace and love.